All right, talking about perspective, let's see the crypto perspective to what's going on at this time. I see a lot of red.
Yeah.
I think Laddie has, the bounce in Laddie's steps is reduced. It's no longer a greedy market.
It's still greedy.
It's still greedy, a red greedy market.
The color is what we're seeing right now. It's red, even though we got that good CPI data.
Yeah, that was good. It moved oil, like it just went that way.
Oil went up, gold went up. We saw.
Laddie, which of them did you invest in?
None, actually.
Oh, and that's sad.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
As usual. And Bitcoin there, not reacting to that CPI data we got from the US yesterday. 3%, that's what inflation rate grew by in June. And we'll see it, so I'm still red across board, just the stable coins in the green, signifying that traders are moving more into stability at this time. Let's look at the top cryptocurrencies we track. Okay, greed, let's look at the sentiment. Take me to that sentiment there. We see 57 points. Greed, still greed, at this point, but lesser than what we had. We're about 60, yesterday, but we're seeing 57 points, showing that traders are getting less greedy, at this point. Let's look at the top cryptocurrencies now with Bitcoin. We'll see Bitcoin there trading still above the 30,000. Talking about the top cryptocurrencies that we track. Let's bring in Michael Onaji now, financial market analyst. Hello, Michael. Good morning.
Morning, Laddie. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you, Michael. So, we're seeing the market quite not as bullish as what we saw in traditional markets in the U.S., reacting to that CPI data for June. Why is Bitcoin not reacting? Is the decoupling that deep right now?
So the decoupling is there. Unfortunately, you're looking at traditional stock market going up, and Bitcoin basically has been trying to punch through 30,000 for a while now, and it's been struggling to get above 30,000. Most likely, we're most likely going to have a push up because at this point, technically speaking, if you look on the Bollinger Bands, it's getting tight, and we're about I would say no more than 5 days out from a major move. Most likely, it's going to be either punching up. But we're about 5 days out, 4 days now out at this point from a major move. We've just been squeezing too long in the same band. And so there's bound to be a move very violently to one side at this point.
And getting to know that side is definitely the problem, right now. Exactly. Where's it going to go, up or down? But let's look at the U.S. government there. They're selling the Silk Road-related Bitcoin. Selling about 9,800 Bitcoin, what about $297 million. Are we expecting the U.S. government to actually sell most of that Bitcoin?
Yeah, so we're not quite sure what exactly they're trying to do with the coins. What they've done so far is they're just reshuffling the wallets. It's something that they've done in the past before they sold. Last time they sold a couple $100 million worth of Bitcoin, generating about $215 million back in March. And before they did that, they sent the Bitcoin to an unused wallet. They were reshuffling it. They're just doing the same thing again now. So we're not quite sure if they're going to sell it. But it looks like very likely, most likely, that they do intend on selling very, very soon.
And if they sell, what happens to the market? What happens to the price of Bitcoin if they sell all that Bitcoin?
Well, 10,000, to be frankly honest with you, 10,000 Bitcoin in the grand scheme of things is not a lot of Bitcoin. So it's not going to be a lot of selling pressure. It's going to be easily absorbed by the market. It's really truly not a lot of Bitcoin in the grand scheme of things, considering we have billion-dollar daily volumes.
Right, and still in the U.S., you see U.S. Attorney Damon Williams has announced the first ever criminal case involving an attack on a smart contract operated by a decentralized cryptocurrency exchange. What is this going to look like? Is somebody going to go down for this one? I'm talking about the decentralized exchange.
Yeah, so this is a very pivotal case from the U.S. government. Basically, what they're saying is they're now basically coming in and saying that if you misintentionally use a smart contract for illicit gain, they technically consider that wire fraud. That's unprecedented because for the longest time, people just thought if I'm smart and I find a vulnerability in the protocol and I break it, and I take the money, people just thought, that's your incompetence. Why should I go to jail for, you being an incompetent coder? Well, the DOJ has basically come out and said that's wire fraud. For all intensive purposes, if you misuse a crypto contract for the sole purpose of illicit financial transaction, basically meaning fraud, they will treat it as wire fraud. Because the definition of a wire under the law is very obtuse. A wire could be anything from an electronic email to a phone call. So now they've included that to include a decentralized smart contract. It's a very pivotal case in the sense that they've set precedent now. So if this guy ultimately ends up getting indicted, every other DeFi hack that you see, if the DOJ finds out who did it, essentially you're going to jail. And there's no ifs, what's, buts about it. The crazy part is the guy stole $9 million, and the exchange, he was trying to launder the money through an exchange, and the exchange basically told him, if you return most of it, we won't snitch on you. Turns out despite him giving away back almost 80% of the money, 85% of the money from the exploit that he found, the DOJ still went to bet on him, and they're gonna, they're trying to press him for wire fraud charges. So this is completely different than what we've seen before.
Right.
He returned. He found the vulnerability. He tried to return over 80-90% of it, and he tried to take a $1.5 million bounty for his, because the thing in crypto is if you find an error, technically you should be paid for it. So it's like in this point, like the $1.5 million is easily could be looked at as his bounty for finding the exploit. So this is really, really, really.
So
really
no place for white hat hackers in the crypto space, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly what the DOJ is saying. They don't care how you might look at it. You might think you're doing white hat work and you're trying to help the people, fix their errors, but the DOJ frankly doesn't care at this point. They're saying it's all wire fraud. So unless you're contracted by the exchange itself, or you come to an agreement with the exchange, you can't just like return the money and say, hey, this is what I'm going to take 10% for finding the error. They consider it wire fraud. It's absolutely a big change in how the DOJ has been looking at DeFi protocols, and it's something that everyone should be aware of, because you don't want to fall on the frail side of the law by ignorance.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Michael. It was great having your perspective. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Letty.
All right, now let's look at the top gainers. AGIX topping the counter there. Then we see top losers, double-digit losses. We're seeing Canva there down 10.71%, 93 cents. Algo also on the downside at 4.83%, down to 10 cents. So yeah, that's how the market is looking. And if you find a vulnerability in the smart contract, at this point, in any DeFi protocol,
I can get paid for it.
Yes, you will not be paid for
go
it.
To
yeah,
jail.
the U.S. government will definitely come for you.
Well, U.S. government, not Nigerian government.
Not Nigerian government, just
so I get. But I'm really interested in that. How many thousands of Bitcoin did you say?
About
the
9,000 Bitcoins, worth over $200 million.
I wonder if they would do, like a price slash. Things like that.
Oh, maybe like buy one, get one free.
That kind of a thing.
Wow,
I could buy
that would be incredible. That would be incredible. I don't think they'll sell for that.
All right, Laddie, thank you so much. See you at 1:30. So that's it on the program today. Thank you so much for being part of the program Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Thursday. Don't forget we have a final one tomorrow, and you can always watch Business Morning at any time on Channels Television YouTube channel. You get everything Business Incorporated. But 1:30, Laddie Williams will be back to give you an update from the world of business. I'll see you at 10 p.m. for the Stock Market Report. I'm Amy John McCoy.